So I'm like, la 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 la, la 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 la. I don't want to hear it. I got nothing to do with it. So Mark like, look, I just need you to have my back. I'm like, bro, you shouldn't have never went back into mom room and went to go take the bud. He like, I just want to sell it. It's mine. I'm like, she gonna notice. He like, she not gonna notice. I'm like, I have nothing to do with it. He like, can you at least cover me? I'm like, and cover you and do what? Like, what can I do? You're busted already. He like, I just want to sell these last few bags. I'm like, I got nothing to do with it. He like, if mom asks if you saw me, just say you didn't. I'm like, trust me, I'm gonna say I didn't see you because I don't want her to know that I got nothing to do with this. He like, you bogus, you shiesty. I'm like, how? I'm like, you better get ready to go because mom gonna be on her way home with Caleb. Slowly but surely, I'm coming downstairs with him, and as I'm looking out the window, I see my mom opening up the door, the truck door, so Caleb can be able to get out. I'm like, look, here they come. So he like, shit. So he hurry up, he shoot out the back way. But here's the deal: when he go out the back way, he cannot leave immediately because it's a big white gate. So it's windows. My mom gonna see him once he come out the back way and come out the front way. She gonna see him. She's gonna see him straight up. So he gotta wait until she comes in the house and then he open the gate and leave. So he's like, man, you're gonna have to give me the signal. I'm like, hell no, you better just watch it, pay attention. I'm like, look, I'll let up the kitchen window. So I let up the kitchen window slightly. So boom, he leave out the back door and he's just like waiting there until he can hear mama's voice. So boom, Caleb comes in the front door. He coming up the stairs hard. I'm like, oh God. And I see my mama and Kalina coming in, which Kalina is my mama hairstylist. That's the only person that can touch my mom's hair. Okay. So Kalina come in, I'll say, hey Kalina, I'm in the kitchen. My mama like, hey, I got y'all some food. She like, hey, I got Mark McDonald's. I know he like McDonald's. I got you some hot wings. I got Caleb his ribs. I'm like, oh Ma, you the best. She say, yeah, look, I'm getting my hair done. I'm going out tonight. She like, I need you to watch Caleb. Can you please watch Caleb? She like, I'll pay. I'm like, I gotta go to work today. She like, okay. She like, once you get back from work, she like, when you gotta go in? I'm like, oh, I'm finna go in a couple of hours. She said, okay, tell her you gotta leave early. Just be back at the house at 7 or 8. I said, okay, cool. Which that was a decent deal because I was getting off at 5 anyway. So I said, okay, Mom. So my mom like, hey, Colleen, girl, you gonna love this. So my mom go upstairs. So Colleen like, how's school? I'm like, oh, it's good. She just having random talk with me. So I'm opening up my hot wings. So she say, I'm finna fuck. Somebody been in my shit. I know what the hell. So now my mama about to snap out. She like, I know what the fuck I had. So Colleen like, calm down, man. What happened? She like, somebody been in my shit. Cause this ain't She say, you been in my room? I said, Ma, I did not go in your room. She said, where the fuck is Mark? I'm like, I actually haven't saw him the whole day. She say, he ain't been home yet. I'm like, no. She say, you know what, Kalina, I'm gonna go to jail, girl. Look, Mark got in trouble. I caught him with some fucking loud, girl. He had some skunk on him. So I took it from the cocksucker. Like, I'm gonna teach you a lesson, but shit, I like to smoke, so I'm gonna smoke it too. So I took it thinking like, I can't wait to get home. I had my mouth ready for the shit. And now it ain't here. So my mama is like pissed off because my mama wanted to try the shit. Period. My mama had good shit. Look, here's the deal. Like, police officers, because they knew my dad and my grandpapa, they would bust people like with pounds and shit and would bring it, straight to my mama door because they knew that's what my mama liked. So my mama was always getting like pounds, free shit, never had to pay. So boom, my mom is pissed off. She say, you know what? If Mark is not in this house by the time it's time for me to dot this door, you better not let him in. He will be sleeping outside tonight. So I said, I understand. She say, now I'm going to ask you one time, Rody Dodie. You sure you ain't seen Mark? I'm like, no, I have not saw him. She like, and you have not been in my room. I said, Ma, I promise you, I have not been in your room. She said, okay, I know it ain't nobody but Mark. You know what? I'm going to fuck him up. I'm gonna fuck him up. I'm gonna fuck him all the way up, Colleen. She like, but I got some of this shit. This shit good. She like, this from Puerto Rico right here. So my mama, boom. My mama liked to break it down, and when she rolled it up, she will roll it up in a swisher, right? She'll roll it up. Then she'll get tops, right? The top papers and roll that up with it, so it'll be nice and fat and thick, right? She'll light up. She'll hit a few times. Boom, pass Colleen. Colleen started doing her hair. So boom, I go upstairs in my room, grab the burnout phone. get to hitting up Brianna, talking to her a little bit. So now I have my door kind of cracked. Okay, I'm not worried about my mama coming in my room. Here come Caleb G in a shirt that ain't even coming all the way down. This dude got a shirt on that stop at his thighs. Okay, I see his turtle. First off, he got a turtle. Okay, it ain't even circumcised. He got a turtle. So he got a turtle out, big balls. He just get hairy and shit. He just right there. He like, my ribs is good. He like, I need you to give me another towel because I put too much barbecue sauce on my towel. I need you to change it because he's real big OCD. I'm like, Caleb, leave me alone. He like, Mom give you your phone back? I'm like, what? He like, did Mom give you your phone back? I'm like, you're nosy. I'm like, no. He like, so how you get a phone? I'm like, don't worry about it. It's my friend phone. He like, ooh, let me ask Mom. Do Mom know you got a phone? I'm like, Caleb. He like, yeah. I'm like, look, it's my friend phone. I'm giving it back to her tomorrow. Please don't tell Mom. He like, okay. He like, so can I get another towel? I'm like, yes. I'm like, shake on it that you're not gonna say that. He say, okay. And he licked his hand. Caleb licked his whole entire fucking hand and said, okay, let's shake on it. I said, I don't want to shake on it. He like, well, it's not a deal. I'm like, well, let's fist pump. He like, okay. And he put his fist, like kind of rubbed it in his butt and rubbed it in front of his boss. He said, come on, just like this. I said, really? He like, can I just get a towel for my ribs get cold? I said, okay, but make a pinky promise with the other hand. He like, okay. And then he did. I said, Caleb, seriously? He like, I'm like, oh my God, this dude is so, he finally pinky with me, right? Boom. I go get him the towel and shit. I'm like, you better not say that. He like, say what? That you got a phone? I'm like, don't say phone or nothing. He like, okay, I won't say that you got a phone. I'm like, shut up. Say you fucking I'm finna break your game. He like, you better not, or I'm gonna tell Mom. I'm like, look, you better not tell Mom I got a phone. He said I wouldn't get out of my room, and he slammed the door, right? Boom. My mama say, what's wrong with him? I'm like, none. He played too much, so she not gonna do. She say, boom, man, open the door. It's me. He opened the door, so I'm ear hustling, right? I shut my room door, but I got my ear to the door. So she like, what's wrong? He like, nothing. I'm just hungry. I just need a new towel. He like, what you want, Mom? So she like, nothing. I'm just checking on you. She like, make sure you calm down when you talking to me. I'm not roady doty. He like, I know, I'm sorry. I'm just upset. She like, why you upset? He like, because I'm just ready to eat. She like, okay. So boom, right? She let him go and finish eating. She go in her room and do whatever. Now I'm in my room. I put the burnout phone up. My mama, do. She not gonna do. I open the door. I'm like, yeah. She like, do you want me to take you to work? I'm like, no. I'm like, I think I could walk. She like, walk 7 blocks. I'm like, yeah, I think I should be okay. And all you hear is zzz, zzz, zzz. She like, what's that? I'm like, what's what? She like, that noise. It's still zzz, zzz, zzz. She like, so she come all, because she was in the door, she come all the way in the room. I'm like, Mom, what's wrong? She like, I heard stuff, so it stopped. So I'm like, I didn't hear nothing. She like, okay. She like, you sure you're gonna walk 7 blocks? Because if you're gonna walk, you better be walking that so you can be on time. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I'm gonna shower and stuff. She said, you should have been showered. I'm like, did Mark come in? She said, no. And if that listen, if that sucker ain't in the house by the time it's ever been, I'm telling you, Mark just, you know what? I'm telling you, it's going to be surprised because I've only had 2 kids. People be like, I thought you had 3. Now I got 2. So I'm just looking at her like, I believe that my mom is about that life, that she would take us out the world. Because she always be like, I'll push y'all out. I'll kill you. I'm like, hold on, wait, just because you had us, you can't just get like, that is not how it works, bro. So boom, it's no Mark, right? It's no way I can get in contact with Mark. Mark don't even have a phone. We on punishment, okay? I don't even have my phone. I just so happily got my game and my fucking TV, bro. So boom, Mark, he should have never got caught in that motherfucking attic. He did extra, so now he on super punishment. Then he get caught with the butt. Mark is just on a straight streak of fucking up. He doing a fuck it up challenge, pretty much. Boom, Mark is no Mark. So I get ready. Boom, as I get dressed, Carlina stayed down there. My mama, like, they having drinks, her and Carlina. Carlina, the deal my mama had, my mama was dressed. My mama kept looking in the mirror, kept going back and forth to the mirror, like, woo, I look good as hell. Oh, let me tear this up. I don't even want the air to touch it. So my mama was just that type, all right? My mom had long hair, so she was just that type she was very conceited. My mom would be in the mirror all day long. Boom, I'm like, Mama, finna get ready to go. She like, okay, give me a kiss. She kissed me on the lips. A hug. I say, bye, Carlina. She say, bye. She say, I hope Mark don't get in trouble. If you see Mark, tell him to come home. She said, that sucker gonna go out there and try to find Mark. It's like my mama knew me because that's why I was leaving a little bit more extra early. Even though I know I gotta see Miss Shirley, I'm still gonna leave a little bit more extra because I want to find out where the fuck Mark at, and I do know where he at. So boom, I leave out. I go all the way around. Now I'm going up the way that we catch the bus, so I'm looking for Mark. I'm going up and down the block, right? Up and down the block, I don't see him. So I'm like, where the fuck could he be? I'm like, I hope he didn't get in trouble. So you know me, I'm thinking the worst case scenario. So I'm like, fuck it. I looked at my watch. I'm like, I gotta get to work. So I'm starting to truck it at work now. So as I get closer and closer to work, it's like a place where you can get like sandwiches and shit, like gyros, shit like that. You can get some good food from there, fries and shit. But it's not like a place that you can go inside. It's like you stand out there and you order and you grab your food and you go. It ain't no inside that you can go sit in there, go to no bathroom, none of that shit. It's hustlers out there, people out there selling bud, to the point that even people selling like cans of beer, bro. Like people out there just hustling. And this fool is out there hustling with him. Now I gotta walk past it to get to this barbecue spot. But my head was down, right? So I happen to look and I see Mark like over there like talking and laughing, like living his best life, eating chips and cheese and shit out the bag. So I'm like, Marky, Mark, I'm heated, like, what the fuck? So I go over there, I'm like, what the fuck are you on, bro? He like, what? Calm down. I'm like, you been drinking? He like, yeah, I just only had a couple of sips. I'm like, Mom said if you don't make you need to be home by the time I get off work. He like, I already knew I'm in trouble. He like, I got one more bag left. He like, look at all this I made. So Mark made a couple of hundreds. I said, how much would you selling the bags for? He like, I was telling them that it's loud, it ain't dro. He said it ain't dro, it's loud. So I'm like, what the fuck is the difference? It's still fucking, it's shit to get you high. Like he's selling it $8-10, right? He was bagging them up in small baggies. So I'm like, damn, he like, and then I tell certain people that I know they got the money that I'm doing a deal. So I'll do 3 for $20. I'm like, hey, you better be careful, you know. And then here come the police, the dicks and shit. Boom. And while they hitting the corner, they looking at it. They done hit the corner probably several times just to see if the same people is still out there. Bro, the cops is watching you, stupid. You know how this shit operate. So I say, look, I'm finna go to work. He like, I'm coming with you. I'm like, no, you're not. I'm already in trouble and I gotta go talk to Miss Shirley. I'm already in trouble. He like, well, I'm gonna come up there. I'm like, no. Go home. See, because you said last time I ain't had your back. I'm telling you, Mom is looking for you. Go home. So the dude walk up. He like, yo, Mom. So he like, hey, he like, I'm finna get ready to go. I'm finna shred the block. He say, I just want to let you know you got my number. If you down, he like, I'm gonna front you something. I'm like, no, you ain't gotta front him nothing. He should be home. He like, no, but I'm talking business. You know what I'm saying? So he up here telling me he talking business with my brother. I said, nah, but I'm his big brother. He like, big brother? So he look at me like, big brother? I'm like, yeah. So Mark like, yeah, this my big brother. So I'm like, exactly. I'm like, Mark, come on, let's go. So boom, Mark walk off with me because Mark team me. Boom, I gets inside. I tell Mark to stay outside. I'm going to come back out when I'm done talking to Miss Shirley, because if Miss Shirley see me walk in with you, she going to be mad. Mark understood. He stand outside in the front of the store. I go in there. They let me in. Miss Shirley in the back in her office. I go back there. I'm like, hey, Miss Shirley. She like, hi, Roshan. She like, take a seat for me. I'm like, okay. She like, how was your day? I'm like, a little busy. I'm like, but I really want to tell you. So she said, that's not what I want to talk about. I'm like, okay. She like, I think you're a good person. I'm like, okay. She like, I like that you come here on time. You're a young worker. And it seemed like you want to go places. You're not out there on the street. She like, I'm looking for a shift leader. And I want to make you a shift leader, which I will be paying you more under the table. She said, I got your first check. You want to see it? So I'm like, yeah. I was there for a whole 2 weeks. I'm like, yeah. I had $1,500. $1,500. Being 15, that was more than a lot for me, because for allowance I was only getting like $200-$300 from my dad. So that was a lot for me. So I was like, wow. I'm like, you sure? She was paying me under the table. She was like, all I ask is you don't break any rules. Nobody can be back here. She was like, I want everybody to feel safe and be safe. She said, and if you want your brother back here, or if he's looking for a job, he could talk to me. We could put him at another store. Or she even gave me a motherfucking or. She said, or you could say, hey, can he come back here for a second? I might tell you no, but I might tell you he can wait right there by the register, in the inside by the register. But coming all the way back here, he cannot. I'm like, I'm sorry about that. She said, I'm not going to hold this against you. She said, because I'm going to just take it as you didn't know and it's a warning. I said, it will never happen again. She like, thank you. I'm like, I'm going to go out here and go to the store real quick. She like, to the store? I'm like, yeah, I want some snacks. She said, okay, but I was going to tell you can start early since you're already here. I'm like, okay. I'm like, you want anything? She like, no, thank you. She like, go enjoy and hurry up back. I'm like, okay, I'll be back in 10 minutes. So boom, I power walk out. I'm like, bro, you cannot. No, he like, wait, what? I'm like, come on, let's go. Let's go. So we start walking off, right? So we get to the store, back to that corner store. Mark still got that one bag. So dude, like, man, who got some loud? He opened up the door, like, who got some loud? So Mark like, hey, he like, I do. He like, I do. He like, I got that shit. He like, I got one bag left. He like, how much? So Mark hit him with cause Mark was doing it for $8, but he hit him with the $10. He like, let me see the bag, but the bag was small. It wasn't even enough to fill a whole blunt. It was just enough to fill like one of those minis. He like, man, that ain't even enough. So Mark like, well, this loud. He like, you don't need that much. He like, man, no, I'm good. So he like, let me smell it, right? That's what he said. He like, let me smell it. Now I'm over there grabbing chips, you know what I'm saying? Cause I'm gonna come back with something so she can know. He like, let me smell it. So Mark let him smell it. Dude popped it open. He smelt it and he pushed the door open and get the breaking off running. So Mark like, what the fuck? So Mark take behind running off a motherfucker that took one bag of weed that you could have just let that slide. Fuck him. Mark take off and start running. So I'm like, what the fuck just happened? So I grab my snacks, tell the dude to keep the change, and I run out. I'm like, Mark, no, don't, no. Mark is taking off. I'm like, fuck, I gotta be at work. So at that moment, it was like, am I gonna go to work or am I gonna chase behind Mark?